Thank you.
Oh, no, I haven't tried. You tried.
Because.
I don't have like all the.
Shave and a haircut. Welcome to the. Whoa,
Hello.
stand by. Hello. Oh, how about now?
There you go.
That was,
got it.
Okay.
that was me that time. So Terry, can you hear me at home?
Yes, loud and clear.
Thank you, thank you. All right, welcome to the October 2024 Omaha Astronautical Society meeting. Yay! You like the Muppet Show. Do we have any guests with us tonight?
Yeah.
Yes,
Hello,
hi,
Hi.
I'm Amy. This is my wife Alexandria.
hi,
Nice to meet you.
nice to meet you too. How'd you find out about us?
These freaks.
Well, welcome. Interest in astronomy? We're doing the Muppet.
Yes.
Oh, good. You're amongst those who know it.
I have a deep love of aliens as well.
Oh, nice. Welcome. Anybody else? Yeah.
My name is Dale Schmitz. I'm a retired Air Force, retired civilian. Had an interest in astronomy for quite a while, just not had the time or the Yeah, I don't know what I can do with the equipment I have, but I've been known to go and splurge if I need a little bit more.
No. Good.
You're in the right place.
The sky's the limit.
There you are.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Do we have someone back here too? Hello, hi. What's your name?
Gabe?
Gabe? Welcome,
John.
Gabe. I'm sorry?
John.
Another John, hey!
John, with or without an H.
With or without an H?
What's that?
Yeah, H or no H in your name? Oh, there you go, John. You know one. I'm John without an H. So, how did you hear about us, Gabe?
2021, I was diagnosed with cancer.
Hmm.
So, oh,
You gotta speak to
astronaut
the
in
astronauts
space.
on SpaceX when they're up in orbit, so.
Mhm.
So Bob and
That's
Doug.
cool.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, they had a window of communication, so you gotta do a video call with him and some of the other kids at
Oh, cool.
St. Jude.
Cool.
You gotta speak to Haley, which is one of the,
Astronauts.
she's a physician's assistant at St. Jude. She was a patient there as well, so. Ever since he did that, he's always been interested in space and
Mhm.
and
Space
stuff, so we got a
science.
telescope and he wants to learn more, so I started checking out things, and everybody recommends joining the astronomy club to learn.
Awesome.
Very
Welcome.
Welcome.
He's welcome.
Very much. Anybody else?
I was here in August.
You're here in August, okay.
I already did my introduction.
Well, if you become members of of the OAS, what?
Virtual Rex.
Oh, Rex, sorry. Rex, do you wanna? Oh, just seeing what we're all about, huh? How'd you hear about us, Rex? Wait for the Titans.
And you can unmute yourself too.
Oh, the internet. I don't know how that keeps you, is that me doing that?
What?
Muting. Oh, you're talking to
Oh, you could
Rex.
unmute.
Well, the
I'm
mouse was above it,
Yep.
looked like mine was muted. Sorry.
not- Yeah,
Oh,
And-
good.
if he wants to rename, for anyone online, if they want to rename themselves, they can.
So if you become members of the Omaha Astronomical Society, I will call us OAS to make it easier. You will become members of the Astronomical League. They're a nationwide organization of a whole bunch of different clubs. And did you see one of those magazines there that said The Reflector? Right here. Right? So you'll get a copy of that in the mail like every quarter, right? Quarterly. You get access to Astro Park, which the club owns. It's land down near Weeping Water, Nebraska.
Yeah.
So you can it's like our dark sky site, so you can go down and try to get out of most of the light dome of Omaha to have better seeing. And we do have a telescope loan program, so if you've not got a telescope or you want to try a different type of telescope, we have those that can be checked out. We have our monthly newsletter, the Stella, which has a lot of information and some articles and star charts and everything else. And we do have a Discord server for our members, and we can also vote on things. So, welcome. Now that we've got that going into our next item on the list, we have some upcoming dates. There's a lot of outreach still, that's gonna be covered in our outreach section, and we do have the OAS holiday party coming up on Friday, December 6th. Tentative here.
Okay.
That's what we believe will happen. We're just still working through that at the moment. But that's all I have at the moment on that. Of course, OAS has their fan shop, so anybody wearing an OAS thing tonight? Oh, there's the sweatshirt. Okay.
Okay, there you go.
Oh, and Sam has shirt on. There you go.
Sam, can we see?
Probably.
Yeah,
We're
we
gonna have
can
the
make you guys
fan
go to the
rotate.
front and show it off.
I'm not going.
People can't see anything.
Okay. I'm getting out of my list of order things. Yeah, did anyone use Astro Park in the last month? Oh, we sure did.
Sure tried.
At least had 25 people just last Saturday alone. And then the week before that, we had another 12, 13. So we probably had, I would say, if as many people went down for using Astro Park as well, I'd say there was probably 35 to 40. I'll say 40.
Was that the workday also?
That's the workday included. So that was like 12 people, 13 people.
Astro Park, that's the place down by Weeping Water?
Yep.
Okay.
We just call it Astro Park because it's easier to say than the OAS Dark Sky site.
Near Weeping. On Stephanie Lane.
Yeah. That's, the club's had that since 1978. It's been there. It's an old quarry, but you wouldn't be able to tell it's a quarry. So. Oh, guess what, folks? It's October, which means it's election time. This is the descriptions and duties of all of our officers. And so right now we have, so there are a number of officers in the club. There are only certain ones that get voted in. The rest are appointed positions, and I'll kind of denote that later. So we have a president and vice president, secretary, treasurer, outreach chairs, and program chairs. So some of them are not here tonight, but they did indicate that they would run again. So for the election, we currently have these people. There any nominations for vice president in the room?
Joe Shivlik.
Joe,
Problem is, I'm doing a lot of overtime right now, so I could do it in the spring.
We'll take it.
That overtime.
Huh?
She said good luck with the overtime.
Oh, okay, thanks.
So there's a motion. Or, I'm sorry, a nomination for Joe. You did not decline it, right?
No, I didn't decline it, but I'd be willing to do it in the spring.
Okay.
Now we're getting into the.
I
winter.
deferred it.
Hmm,
Well, you're.
Yeah, no,
I'll
but
let somebody else
still
take
there.
it, go ahead.
Put in
That's fine.
brackets to begin in the spring.
SHAVL.
IK.
Okay.
And to a beekeeper, spring starts on January 15th, so just around the corner.
There's not much to do during the winter anyway. I was gonna say.
Yeah.
To be
Okay.
honest, yeah.
Another thing too. Program co-chairs, would there be someone be willing to be a co-chair to kind of run the program position?
Program manager. Or program chair. You need to
Just,
talk about the duties, I think.
okay, the duties of the
Explain situation.
program chair are as such.
This would be in addition to Jordan?
Yes, but it would be like the lead position for now,
The bulk of the duties following on the co-chair, but she's available as
a consultant.
consultant as needed. Will step in as she's able.
The program chair solicits members to provide programs during meetings, updates the Stella editor with program information, buys door prizes for the holiday gala. Time requirement per month is about a half an hour per month. Probably an hour.
a volunteer.
What?
I could probably do the program. Chair,
Okay.
Co-chair, whatever you wanna call it. Especially if Jordan's still willing to lend a hand, lend her virtual connections to some of those awesome presenters.
Okay.
But
we
that
do-
means some of you may become more friends or enemies.
They're frenemies.
Yes. Make, I want this little program back.
Okay. Shall we do this all as one to make it easier? All right,
Any others?
anyone else want to nominate
Please.
themselves for a position?
I just want to clarify that. I plan on retiring next year. That's the big thing.
I put spring.
Okay,
Please.
You can just slack off until then, that's fine.
Yeah, we'll cut you some slack.
It's the winter time. There isn't much gonna happen down
Yeah.
there,
Yeah.
so. Okay. Is there a motion to accept the officers as listed?
So motion.
Second.
Okay, who was first? Mike?
Mike.
Mike
Deb,
seven.
and Nina Baker.
WRAPEL.
Kelly's filling in for the secretary tonight. She's
Yes.
writing things down as we go. So, motion has been made and seconded to, accept our list of candidates. All those in favor for another year for these candidates, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Opposed?
Oh, one man say.
There's always one.
That's okay. Get off your job, Bill.
I'm not saying no to that one.
Thank you very much. Congratulations for another year for our folks and the new folks joining. I did mention the appointed positions. These are our current appointed positions. So wards chair is Kelly, observing chair is Sonali, telescope checkout is Stafford. Cell editor is Steve, Cynthia and Mark are in reach. Chris Russell is the webmaster, and Austin is the librarian. Austin could not make it tonight. So I know I put this slide in here. It's probably gonna be, I mean, could we say it's here?
Yeah, there's no problem with having it
Okay.
here.
So we'll be here in December. That's the first Friday. So our regular meeting times, as for some history. We were in another room before COVID. Room 169.
Uh-huh.
And there was construction. So we had to move to this side of the building while the other side was being remodeled. And when they remodeled it, the room more or less looks the same, but it's harder to get in and out of the rows. So we decided to stay in this room.
The functionality is not great.
Yeah, so. We've had them previously at UNO before pandemic happened, so we're kind of returning back to that. Starting again this year. So there is an RSVP.
What's the food situation?
Okay.
OAS will get the meat dish like usual as we've done in the past.
We can bring that in, or we can bring in food, I guess is what I was asking.
That's the part we're not talking about yet.
I don't know, what, talking about what?
Just read the form, the RSVP form that I've made. Put your stuff down. I will say this, though, if you bring a side, please remember that you can't leave it here. It has to go back. Unless you make arrangements with somebody to take it, please take it back with you, because we can't leave food at the university. And don't tell anybody that we're having food at the university.
They've
Certain
come up with a new policy
Yeah.
that makes it difficult.
I'm not bringing nothing.
Exactly.
Not bringing nothing.
So we'll put this on Discord as well, so on and so forth. That'll be nice, because we'll be able to pick up guests during that Friday too, who may be coming in for the first time. Cool. Awards chair. Any awards this month?
Yes, sir. There are no awards this month. We have several pending from Cynthia and Mark and Josh. So those are hopefully to be ready at our next meeting to present.
Thought I turned it off. Thank you.
So yes, please do keep in mind there, we still have a lot of outreach this month. You can get an outreach award. If you're spending hours in outreach, please do track them. If you have 10 hours, you have to have a minimum of 5 events, or it's 2 hours each. So it's really 5 events. You can get an outreach award. So keep in mind, you can help out. Anybody can help out. Don't even have to have a telescope. We'll be getting to outreach so you can see more opportunities.
I got one more. I was handing out International Observe the Moon night. It's a league award that you don't even have to be a member of the league to get. So you send it directly in and they give you a certificate. I can get that.
They give you a PDF you can print out for yourself, I think, right? Or do they?
They give you a mailing address to turn in your maps and everything, just like any other typical award. And you're identifying I think 10 Cs on the moon.
Oh, this is a different one because there's.
You're talking-
Every year, yeah.
You're talking about
International
AL,
Observe the
but-
Moon has a AL award.
Oh, you're talking, okay, because there's an international, you can go to International Observe the Moon Night.
Oh, no.
And get the NASA one.
You
This
can
is
print
part of
out
the
one.
This
AL
one's
league.
the AL award.
Yeah, this is the AL
The
league.
AL award? Oh, yeah.
So you could get
The
two.
Astronomical League has an official one, yeah.
For International Observe the Moon. You can still turn it in till mid-October, I think.
Oh,
Mhm.
so yeah, keep that in mind if you're into the moon.
Anybody who came out to downtown or be.
That's funny.
I can go grab it. I printed off a bunch.
Cool. Observing chair.
Well, October is going to be an exciting month. It gets darker earlier, so there's more observing time. You don't have to wait up till 10 at night. So we have a lot of things in the sky. Jupiter is really great. I happened to see it, I think it was Wednesday morning. Mars was pretty brilliant. They're more in the morning sky. Of course, if you are up, then you see Orion rise, so that's really neat. Saturn is visible in the evening. The rings are getting pretty edge on, so it's something to watch. Mercury will be low in the sky in the evenings, and Venus will be too, but Venus is going to be really bright and Mercury is going to be really low in the sky and hard to find. Moon and Venus form a nice pairing on the 5th of October, that's tomorrow night, and Venus and Antares on October 25th. And tonight, if skies are clear, I think there's a chance for seeing the aurora, maybe. Next, full moon on the 17th, new moon, we've just passed that, October 2nd. Meteor showers this time of year is the Orionids, most active between October 2nd to November 7th. Max rate at peak, of course, this is in a dark sky location, 20 per hour. And this is from remnants of Halley's Comet. There's also the Draconids, which peak around October 8th, so in the next few days, and they're pretty slow, 5 an hour. And this is from Comet 21P Giacobini Zinner. And of course, for this month, we have comets more than one. So we've all been watching C 2023 A1 Shushen or Atlas. We've watched it before in the summer. Even as far back as early September, it was still, I think, visible, but now it's close to perihelion. It's a morning sky object. Right now, it's really close to the sun. And when I went out on Wednesday, it wasn't even visible in Omaha till about 6:48, and sunrise is around 7:22. So you're already in civil twilight. So the sky is pretty bright. Of course, you need a nice clear horizon because it's really low, almost 5 degrees or close to that. So unless you are out in the field somewhere, I'm not sure you can see it from city limits. But after October 12th, it's going to be in the evening in the west after sunset. So I think that might be an easier time to watch that. On the 15th, if it tracks well, it's going to be near M5. So that will be a nice thing to watch. This is relatively new, C 2024 S1 Atlas. It was just discovered by last week on Friday. It is close to perihelion. It's a sun grazer, so it belongs to, I think it's called the Kreutzer family, which is apparently something that broke up many, many thousands of years ago, and these are the remnants. They're really close to the sun. It is close to sunrise currently, so it is higher in the sky than 2023 Atlas, but its magnitude is 15, so it's really hard to see. Later in the month, of course, it's going to be in the evening and hopefully brighter. You know, as all comets go there, everyone says this is going to be the comet that you may even see with really bright and naked eye and all of that stuff. They did that for Comet Ison and nothing happened with that. So with comets, I would say low expectations is a good thing. 13P Olbers is still visible in the evening sky. It's really, really faint. The next two slides are just finder charts from Stellarium. I'm sorry, this is not. This is taken with my C-star. This is 13P, and this was early September, I think 9/7. I believe this was when we were at Lauritsen. So, of course, sky conditions aren't the best from in the city, but this was a 5-minute exposure. The next one is a finder chart from Stellarium. And right there where John is pointing is Atlas, which is currently still in the morning. As you can see from the markings, it's below 10 degrees from the horizon. And that's at 6:43 in the morning. Yep, 3, barely. And if you follow Hydra, you can see the little 4 red dots. That is the position of C 2024 S1. And of course, as it's close to daylight, it climbs higher in the sky. But if C 2024 S1 gets brighter, then we might have better luck seeing that in the morning for now than the other one. I think that's all I have.
So our new star has not appeared yet, to my knowledge, right? T Borealis.
No, not.
I'm all excited about it. I don't know about the rest of you.
T Corbor.
It was supposed to happen during the.
It's supposed to be the star party.
It didn't.
Not on demand.
Thank you, Sonali.
Hey, can I make a comment on that CME?
Yeah.
Or the auroras that you said we might
Yeah.
see tonight?
Yeah.
They had one that went off a couple days ago, which is potentially coming in tonight. But they had another one, I think it was
Yes.
yesterday, that shot off, that they're saying is bigger than the one back in May. And you, I mean, you never know how those are gonna work out, but I think maybe Sunday or Monday.
usually about a few days.
Yeah, so that could be a big deal seen in those, as big as that one was. So everybody should kind of watch the news on that.
I'm really happy that the Sun chose to do this in time for the weekend. So that I can stay up late to kind of view what happens, rather than a work night or a school night. I'll just say that.
For those who don't know, what's a CME?
Mass ejection.
Coronal mass
From-
ejection.
Max ejection.
When the sun has a solar flare, but it shoots off a bunch of material as well. And then if we're lucky, for us, and it's heading in our direction, then when that makes its way, the gamma rays or whatever that blasts off, that makes it here and by the speed of light, but the CMA is traveling at a slower speed, so it takes several days, and then when it gets here and interacts with our atmosphere, that's when you see all the northern lights. So the bigger the explosion, the better. This one, I think, is like a 9.07, and the one that happened back in May was like an 8.7, so you never know. Again, it's kind of like comets, you never know how they're gonna work out, but it could be significant.
I'm blaming global warming.
Sure.
Outreach.
We're gonna do this.
Okay.
You can bring, we're not, the charts are done, we can bring the lights back up.
You can bring the lines back up, and if you had anything on the chart.
I'm gonna pull up the sign up form while you're talking. That's brightest.
My night vision just all. Turn on the red light.
Hello, can everybody hear me? Okay, first of all, as was alluded to earlier, we've had our fall outreach with the Papillion La Vista schools going on since the end of October or end of August. I think we've done at least 10, 11, we got 5 more to go. So if you want to get your basic outreach award, we got 5 nights, 2 hours a night. By the end of October, you could have what you need for the basic astronomically outreach award. Plug for Kelly here, yes. So anyway, so far, we have probably entertained at least 900 kids, I would say. At least, I try to keep track, it's just a good guesstimate between the kids, yeah. And we've had a lot of fun, and I want to thank, I'm sure Mike does too, all of you that have helped. We've had some great support out there at this Camp Carol Joy Holling. For those of you not familiar, it's a camp, outreach camp between the Sac Air Force Base and Ashland. Best I can explain. And these are the 6th grade elementary kids from all the Papillion La Vista 6th grade schools, for those new or haven't heard about us. It's a great experience. Some of these kids have never ever been out even under a dark sky, so they get super excited just to see the Big Dipper and point out the North Star. So it's like Kelly said, you don't need to bring a telescope to come out and help us. And it's very rewarding. And every now and then we get some special stuff. When we were out, we were out Wednesday last weekend, and there was a string of Starlink, string of pearl Starlink came over, and the kids just went nuts. They couldn't believe it. They'd ever seen it. I think 1 or 2 of them had ever seen it. Then we had a passage of the International Space Station too, so I just had frosting on the cake, the kids. And so it's very rewarding, and I encourage you all to still pitch in and help. I got the old proverbial sign-up sheet. John he's got the sheet there where you can go online off of our OAS website and sign up. So that's the main thrust. Now, if all of you that see my email spam saw, I sent one out, Wednesday, or I can't remember. and I apologize for not, getting it out sooner. Here's what happened. I think I explained in an email. We've been doing these events down at Lawrence Gardens since May. We got wiped out in August due to clouds. And, I had forgot that they had asked me, hey, how about if we just reschedule this for October? We didn't get it on our website. I'm guilty for not following through. I had it on my little paper sheet, and I was looking at it. So I checked their website, and there was nothing on their website. So I figured, oh, okay, well, I better send an email to the lady that we work with. And sure enough, she said, oh, no, you gotta be there. So I'm begging, somebody help out. Sonali's offered. He can make it, yeah, okay, great. I'm booked all day and it was something I've had to do. So I can't even be down at Luminarium. And if I'm feeling up to it, I may try to show up tomorrow night down there. I'll have to see, but I'd like to see if we could get at least one or two more people. It's usually only 20, 25 at the most, paying guests. So that's why it's always kind of, we really need to support this because, be that for what it may, they do charge their quote guests to come in to observe the stars there. So, that's not on my sheet, but please let us know if you can help out. Okay. That's about it. We're winding down. I said the events, we got one Monday night, and then two, that's out of the camp, two, yeah,
Monday and then Tuesday is Lake Zorinsky.
yeah, then Tuesday is like Zorinsky, right? Which is just
Astronomy
our
Park.
public astronomy park. So, you're all welcome on that.
Also, so we mentioned the Luminarium this Saturday from 11 until about 3. We'll be down there again. We'll have a little booth table set up. We'll have it's working right, the cloud chamber, the gravity buckets, still working to get the spectrometry stuff in its final form, but we do have some diffraction gratings and some stuff that we do with some colored LEDs. But yeah, we could certainly use some help to stand around and talk about the stuff, we can explain how to explain it if you're not familiar with the different demonstrations we do. There's also a comet making station, which is more of an art project for kids where they take a little fluff ball and some yarns and things and do the different tails. And the Luminarium gave us yarn's expensive, I think, some of it.
It can be.
They gave us what do you call a big ball of yarn?
Skeins.
Skein of yarn.
Skein.
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 Whatever. 20, a dozen of them, big,
Wow.
fancy, thick, with glitter in it, yarn. To make these, and they said we gotta keep it all when we're done, so. Wow, a lot of comet making projects, outreach projects in our future, with that. So if we have enough people, we could set out the solar scope out in the front area and do solar observing. So let me know if you're interested, or just stop on down, or just come out and just hang out to see the exhibits.
Is
Plenty of
this,
opportunities.
is this a list of events on the webpage?
Some of them are on the website, some of them are not. So for instance, Lawrence and Gardens, since that's a paying event, we don't list that publicly on our calendar.
Ah,
Nor do we list the PLV school events,
okay.
because those are all things that we're doing for their.
They're, yeah,
They're not
Okay.
public.
They're not like people just showing up out of
Gotcha,
the
gotcha.
blue.
yeah, they're on this sign up sheet, which as a member you can get to.
Yeah.
But they're not on the public.
And I think
calendar.
it's the same with the Neil Woods, isn't it? Same thing, where they have groups that go through their entity.
Yeah, people have to sign up, you have to register with Neil Woods. I don't know if they charge or not. I've never looked to see.
Yeah.
I think they do, because I think if you're a member, you get a cheaper deal. If you're a member of Fontenelle or whatever it is. Yeah, that'll be coming up here before the next meeting, I think, but,
Yeah. No, it'll be after this.
Our next meeting is the first. isn't it?
Yeah, it's Saturday the 2nd. Well, we can talk more about
We
that.
do that, yeah. Okay, one other thing about the Pavilion Vista, most of you know, but we do get quote donations and they're quite generous. We're up to $550 in donations from the Papillion La Vista. Usually it's their parent-teacher organizations that donate the money. So it's another incentive for us to make sure we're out there entertaining the kids, because they do support us with our endeavors, so. Any other questions, comments?
Yes.
Yeah. So, Boo at the Loo is
Okay.
the Waterloo Days event that got canceled and then got rescheduled and then got dissolved and rolled into their fall trunk or treat thing that they do. So we'll have a little booth there again. It'll be kind of late in the day for solar stuff and a little early for, you never know.
There you go.
So we'll have a really nice transition in there somewhere, but we should be able to do a little bit of both and we'll just, you know.
Is that at the library?
That is, the Methodist, I think it's the Methodist Church.
That parking lot.
There's a main, not the main street, but the next one over.
Is it near that park?
You'll see it, cause the whole street will be blocked off, I think, for this. I should double check actually, cause I don't know that.
Throw something out and an email in too with a little
So-
page.
Make sure you check Discord or John will send out an email, that week, next week, yeah. For that, I'll get more details. I'm sorry, I actually don't, that's a very good question, cause I just assumed that it was gonna be like Waterloo Days, but I have no knowledge that that's actually the case.
There's some communication that we need to do. Mike didn't know that it had been canceled and he called me that morning and
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, by the way, it's not happening, so.
My contact didn't contact me, so.
I heard about it through the family grapevine of a friend of mine. So,
We have so many ways to communicate.
it's no kidding, it's like,
Still fail.
I heard from my dad that this isn't happening, did you wanna know this? Yes, I'd like to know this.
All right.
There's a ton of information on Discord too.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
Remember, all of that's on Discord.
And so if you're not familiar with Discord or you're not on it, you don't know how, you need help. Come find, John or myself, we'd be happy to.
can I
John.
approach the subject real quick?
Sure.
If the comment turns out to be something, should we send out a press release and try to go to Zirinsky or?
Yeah, we absolutely do it downtown.
Yeah, if
Yeah.
it does,
Do Heartland America Park again. You can actually see it.
I don't know if you'll be able to see it very well. from
I don't know if anybody's seen any of the pictures from the southern hemisphere, but they are
Those are.
I've
absolutely.
been putting some on Discord, they've been pretty great.
I mean, it could be a real biggie. Only thing is we got to fight the moon. The moon's
Yeah.
getting brighter and brighter
Yeah.
at the same time it is too.
Lowell Observatory will start their observations probably the 13th or the 12th, so. So maybe we'll have a live stream as well. Well, no, we'll
We have
wait and see.
connections, you know.
We have connections, that's true.
All right.
Yes, Dale?
I'm looking at the upcoming events. Is the Zirinsky thing at 6 PM? I thought I heard 8 PM.
It starts at sunset.
Okay.
Every month it starts at sunset,
Sunset, right.
whatever that may be.
7:30 is sunset, but
Okay.
astronomical.
Ideally, you show up maybe
8:30.
a half hour before.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's fine.
Yeah.
okay, that's fine, that's fine.
This is like, you're gonna help us out, you might wanna show up at this time,
Right.
cause like Words and Gardens is at 8, but we put 7:30.
Okay, I see it,
Yeah.
okay. I gotcha. Also, I had something booked before I knew about this meeting, so I have to leave.
Okay, well, thank you for
Thank
coming.
you very much. I'll be back next month, probably as a member, so.
Hooray.
Alrighty. Folks, take care.
Thanks, Dale.
There's, one other event, for everybody's interested, there is a free class, at the riverfront, amphitheater, the smaller amphitheater that's over by the pond on Wednesday night at 6 o'clock, I think.
Are you doing Shakespeare?
Yeah,
It's the not to be.
7 to 9.
What is it called?
Called Capturing the Cosmos, Understanding Telescopes and Their Optics.
Are you teaching this class?
Yes.
So you need hecklers.
Understanding.
It's the
I'm there.
We'll get the tomato.
Heartland of America Park.
Okay.
You know, I'm kidding.
big pond. There's like a. There's like an amphitheater area apparently,
Okay.
and that's where it'll be. If you want to bring a telescope, you're welcome to. We're gonna be doing a little bit of, I'll have some stuff out for them to look through after the last part of the class.
Yes.
And next week, there's only Monday for PLB.
Yeah, yep.
There is no
Yeah, there's
Wednesday.
no PLB on Wednesday, so worked out nicely.
Mike, did you post that in Discord?
I don't remember.
I would like to share it out to my.
Yeah, put it
corresponding
out.
Group.
Shared it with.
Yes.
Okay.
Please do put it on Discord.
Advertise yourself.
Oh, I know, I sent it to my office people
That doesn't know me.
To you. Niagara.
shortly.
Let's sign up for.
John,
Mike,
that's your question.
yes,
Still having, star parties at Mahoney?
the Mahoney Star Parties are finished for the year.
That's what I thought, because they didn't know a thing about it.
The last two, we had quite a number of people.
I was out there last couple of days and I asked an attendant, they didn't know what I was talking about.
It's on the event, on their webpage usually.
They didn't know, I just wondered. And there
Yeah.
wasn't any sheets for us, so.
I mean, technically that is a NSP event that we help them with.
Pretty much.
Understood.
I just put that out there. I mean. You know what I mean. Telescope, yes, sir, Mike.
We don't have nothing to do with it, but they're having star parties out at, Platte River State Park.
They are.
I don't know who's putting them on, they didn't say.
Yeah, they
We
did that.
did that once.
They did that
before.
last year. They have one of their naturalists out there,
Yeah,
I think has a telescope or something, and
didn't we do that one night in that bowl depression?
I've never been there to do
Oh.
that.
Maybe I was thinking about it when I was visiting. I take that back.
I've heard before, but I didn't know. So where
There was-
is it on
I
the?
think Cynthia shared an
their-
event
their
last
website,
year
The Game and Parks?
about,
It was in the, Plasma has a cast.
Oh, okay.
It was in the Casgram yesterday.
I feel like one of them might have conflicted with one of our meetings, but I can double check on that.
well, I remember you posted before that it was it wasn't like an official thing. You just posted it was happening and it was like a nighttime event and they had stargazing, but nobody knew who was actually running there.
I can find out more about it and put it on Discord when I.
That'd be great, yeah.
Cool, yeah, thank you.
Yeah, they're hedging in on our turf. We want to make sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can share.
Who's doing that?
Does anybody else need
Anybody
the
else
sign
sign
up
up?
sheet? Sure.
You'll all get
Sure,
reminded.
everybody signed up? All right.
You'll all get reminded.
Telescopes.
Been a pretty peaceful month this past month for scope loan activities. The 4-inch refractor went out. That's the only checkout we had. And it looks like according to this sheet, there's gonna be a few due back anytime here this month, so. That's really about it.
Thank you, Stafford. Oh, look at that. I incorporated your slide, Cynthia.
Oh. Great.
In reach. Wait for our chairs. I should change the spelling of that too.
Wednesday next week
No.
either.
Look at all those group photos too.
So good timing, I just looked it up and they are, so it's a week from tonight, Friday, October 11th. All about astronomy at Platte River State Park. I'm guessing it's gonna start around, let's see. Oh, there it is, 4 PM to 6 PM. So, who knows what they have going on at that time, so.
I'm not saying you should crash their party.
That might just be.
Just don't do that.
That sounds like a class, maybe.
That sounds like something.
It's like a class. It's gotta be.
And they might do stargazing after that then.
What's it called, Cynthia?
It is all about astronomy at Platte River State Park. Week from tonight. So, Omaha Astronomical Society has a social scene. And we do, we do quarterly official
meetups. There are some pictures of some of the stuff we've done in the past, like the late nights at the zoo. So those are a lot of fun. Yeah.
We've done bowling, we've done putt-putt, and I can't remember what the other ones were.
Luminarium.
Luminarium, yes, that was a blast as well.
It's one of the first.
And then, they mentioned Discord earlier, so if you're a member, make sure you get access to the Discord. Ask somebody if you need help with that. It is in the newsletter. But yeah, we post impromptu social outings, so for those of you who want some more social time, we've got more, and you can post yourself. There's the social channel on Discord. So, yeah, this thing at Platte River State Park, we'll get that posted, and then there's another thing.
There's something coming up, next Thursday. Glacier Creek Preserve, which is just off Ida, with UNO.
It's off state.
Yep, state. I'm glad someone can remember that, but that's correct. It's just north, so I know. But it is a hike through the prairie is what it is. It says field trip. But we've been to things like that before, and it's real fun. They have knowledgeable naturalists that can help you with almost anything. So we're planning on being there, I believe, so.
What is it again? Oh,
It is Thursday, and I forgot what time it was.
I think it was at 6.
Yep.
Yeah, so we'll get that posted on the Discord social as well. And then, Backlot Tap House, those members who know what I'm talking about and get their pizzas, there's a deal for a coupon book, so speak with us. We're looking for about like 5 or 6 who might want to go in on that coupon book for their pizzas. And we have a couple of free tomatoes and some herbs from our garden, if anybody would like anything. All right, thanks, guys.
That's all.
Our librarian is not here tonight. Donations for books from the September meeting can be given to our treasurer, Mike, or me. Mike's not here tonight, so I think he said that he talked to some people about that. Our program chair, I don't think she's on.
I did not see her.
You do or do not?
No.
She was having connectivity issues earlier tonight, so she sent me a couple programs that we can take a look at when we're done with that. But we should probably take a break because Mike wants to do a tool time and it requires a little bit of setup. So you want to do 10 minutes? Okay, 10-minute break. Whoops. Did I hit it twice?
And so I don't know.
We're back.
Yeah, I just
I
wanted to check
kinda
back.
jumped
That was
out.
a little bit longer.
Whatever reason, it got pushed out.
Well, yeah, they decided to go down before it was dark.
It's live, okay.
I should gather, I got a bunch of slides of them when they were first building the.
Well, you hear,
Exactly is
they
this
come up with-
anyway.
I regret
All right.
If you find anything on Gretna, let me know.
Should I turn it down?
These are crazy.
Remember that?
He used to know George. Almost.
Yeah.
They went to George. He was at Barnes and Noble.
Yeah. It was a nice little group there, I remember.
Telescopes and all, bags.
I'm not sure how you're sharing.
It's a visual today.
Don't look at the screen for the moment while it shakes.
Yeah, I don't know how good they're gonna be able to see,
I can kind of see some of it.
but like.
Do we have, do
During.
you want to chamois or something to wipe the plexi?
Yeah, we had microfiber or something.
Yeah.
Would care, like, we can toss for the-
This is a whiteboard spray too.
Whiteboard.
Right in a little spot like you're doing carpet.
I have a spring glass cleaner.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. But wet one, that thing.
Or I'd do it around the camera.
Unless somebody
We used the alcohol last week to clean it. Yeah. You don't want it to discolor the,
Oh, yeah, so, I mean, I just tell, hey, whether I paid for it, plus what it's gonna cost to ship.
I haven't seen this much green light since we had a bunch of amateur astronomers with their green laser pointers.
So we did have a problem at Zorinsky last time where some citizen decided to take their laser pointers and try and blind us.
Oh, no.
So I would just point out the smartest thing we can do is not point our green lasers back or we become part of the problem.
Yes.
And then if it continues, then we can get police involved, but we don't want to shine a green laser back and become the bad guys.
We've had the police stop out before and actually had them look through the scopes.
No, I'm just saying that if we want to get this guy that's shining lasers at us, if we shoot back at him, he's gonna say we did it first, so.
All right, you want to talk about this?
Sure, yeah, it's not chooching real good. I got cheap and I only bought one bag of dry ice. So last meeting, we talked about setting aside some money to make some cool science stuff, to show kids cool science stuff using our cool science stuff. This is some of our cool science stuff right here. It's a cloud chamber. Who knows what a cloud chamber is? Okay, for anyone who doesn't know what a cloud chamber is, in the, I think it was either late 1800s or early 1900s when they first were doing it. As often happens, there was a guy doing something else, looking for something else in some other way. He had a beaker full of alcohol and he was pulling out a plunger to create a vacuum, which created an alcohol vapor due to pressure change. And he was noticing these weird little changes that happened in the alcohol, or these little streaks that would appear in the vapor. And he didn't know what the heck they were, where they came from. Nobody else had any idea. And through then further research, development of that alcohol vapor process, they discovered subatomic particles and how to, detect them and eventually using magnets to measure them so you can see how much they curve. You can kind of determine their energy, velocity, mass, whatever. And so we have a little bit more modern version here. It doesn't use the vacuum process. We're using a condensation process. So this is a condensing cloud chamber. And it uses a cryogen at the bottom. So in this case, we're using dry ice. And that gets it down to kind of -40 region. There's an aluminum plate at the bottom that conducts that cold energy to create a nice, really chilly layer at the bottom. We have, at the moment, this super high-tech Amazon bag alcohol dispenser, we have Mike, Pickrell, there, sorry, has actually milled us some aluminum troughs that are gonna go up one on either side with some little PTC heaters that will be a much more refined version than these resistors that I laddered together and wrapped in heat shrink. But alcohol is non-conductive, so you can just drop them in there and it doesn't do nothing. It's kind of cool. So we have alcohol up here being warmed. It's creating an alcohol vapor. The vapor comes up, it gets drawn to the cold, it condenses at the bottom. And since it takes more energy to push, it takes that little extra energy to push it from the vapor state back to the liquid state, to do that phase change. A lot of it will hover right above the very bottom in this super saturated layer of alcohol vapor. And there are things like cosmic rays that are constantly striking our atmosphere. They impact, they branch out and create all these other particles like muons. And so oftentimes with these things, we're able, just with nothing else in the chamber, we're able to detect those cosmic background radiation. If you're on Discord, some of you just got on there, you can go to the outreach channel and some of the last posts in there. There's a couple of videos that I've made when the chamber was working significantly better than it is at the moment. And we were actually, without any radiation sources, able to see quite a bit. Does everyone want to get shocked? I have a feeling like the high voltage circuit is, even though the LED's on, I feel like it's not working, because we should be seeing more stuff. And, so that's what this little plastic thing is. It's probably glowing a little bit from your perspective. Who's ever used one of those high, electric fly swatters? Looks like a tennis racket.
Yep.
Zap them. Well, those are a very convenient way to buy an over-the-counter high voltage circuit. And you put a few volts through that and it cranks those volts up to like 2,500 volts-ish. And so that's why we're running that through this, the inside circuit of that. Into here, there's a positive field, negative field. That polarization causes any of, because we can only see the particles when they're in that subatomic layer. So as they come through, if they get interfered with by that electrical field, they'll get forced down, and then we're able to see significantly more particles per minute or per second. But there are these little, you can see the little quirks. This is a radioactive source material that we ordered. They just came in the mail yesterday. And we've got an alpha source, a gamma source, and a beta source.
Yeah.
You see one?
Right there.
That's the video that you posted on YouTube.
Oh, well, I'm seeing it. Every once in a while.
Well, people at home can't see it, so I'm showing that one.
Okay.
Oh, okay, that's the
I
video.
can't reshare this camera
okay.
remotely, but that's
That's the
from
hard
last
thing.
week.
Yeah, so that's just my camera sitting right here. So every time you see a little streak of this condensation form, that's the energy of that particle passing through the layer of supersaturated alcohol gives it the seed of that extra energy it needs to create that phase change. And then it leaves this little particle trail of condensating alcohol behind. And it's kind of cool when you just see them zipping around, because you absorb like 10,000 muons a day. Coolest fact I can tell you about muons is they have a lifespan of like 2 nanoseconds. And at the velocity they travel, they're only able to travel 635 meters. But they get from the atmosphere, the outer reaches of the atmosphere through the center of Earth. Because they're traveling at near relativistic speeds, they actually experience time dilation. And that's why they're able to actually travel as far as they do, even though from their perspective, it's only a nanosecond or two.
You've watched too much Star Trek.
Yeah, you're.
I mean, that's crazy.
I think you got an alcohol.
Can you tell us about your sources you're using?
I can read the label. This is strontium 90.
Mhm.
We've got lead 210. And we've got, what was the other one?
Electric fly swatter.
Polonium.
Polonium.
Polonium 210. Luckily, we have this
Periodic table there.
handy dandy.
Periodic table?
PB and PO, they're on the right.
Look for
Yeah.
210
So
to be in order.
polonium. So native 209, this is a different isotope.
Isotope of it, yeah.
Um,
Lead right next to
Lead's
it.
right
Lead right here, again, 210, it's a radioactive version, not the normal kind of lead that we would have. And then,
Strontium.
strontium,
90?
yeah.
The second last row.
Well, we have strontium 90, but I don't know what the actual base on that would be. How hard can it be, right? That's so.
Is it SR or SM?
That's R.
Oh,
It's to
so
the
with
left,
the,
second column.
with the aurora that may
There,
or may
yeah.
not occur, would that bring in radiation that this would pick up? Assuming, strong radiation field, that if it's as big as the,
I mean, I suppose, because there's like random electrons just from things you know, if you, depending on where you took this, if you took it to like a really old building that was around when bombs were blowing up, you might see more extra stuff than,
There is actually a very big market for pre-World War II steel.
Steel, yeah.
Because of all the atomic testing, all the steel made now has traces of nucleotides.
And that's why they're taking.
They might go and
waves and.
scavenge a wreck on the floor of the ocean that was pre-World War II.
but yeah, there's, so those bigger ones that are real strong in the video. Those are typically the muons.
So this was, that was Saturday, right?
Yeah.
And then I think you had one from the
Oh,
week
yeah,
before.
really good. Sometimes you'll see them hooking a little bit. But yeah, you can come up and I guess take closer looks and see what we can see.
Now, what were you using for a source last week? Before you were using Americium,
Americium 241.
and that was out of what? Smoke detector. So this was in Lincoln, is that correct? That, yeah. That's when we went down to the museum in Lincoln. Yes, I think so. But that's a different, you can see the source in the middle, that little metal piece. And it's in the middle of that metal piece.
And the alpha particles that come out of the smoke detectors are so small. Like, oh, you can see those streaks that are coming there now, those are muons probably. The alpha particles are so small, they get stopped by a piece of paper. They're, but you have, you know, hopefully at least 2 or 3 in your house. Those little radiation sources, because you have your ionized smoke detectors. The newer ones, now they have the photoelectric that don't use that.
So the photoelectric ones don't need to be replaced every 10 years like the older style?
I think most of the ones, they say 10 years because they have a 10-year permanent battery.
Oh. But if you have the old type with the element in it, then that's 10 years because the half-life
Because
of
the
the element.
half-life of yeah, it's the particles, it detects the particles going through the chamber, like the little casing that it's in. And if the smoke gets in there, then the smoke's enough to block the particles, because again, they're so weak. They're just like, were they helium?
Yeah.
If they're helium atoms that are just flying off from the little tiny piece of metal. I learned a lot about particles last month.
I guess. So these things we're seeing here, is this what they saw in the 1800s? Were those the lines you were referring to?
Yep, yeah, that's just background radiation. That's,
Yeah.
I don't know why we're not seeing more of those here. We should. I don't have no tries, really. I bought 1 bag, I should have bought 2. I didn't want to spend $25 for tonight.
Here's a couple.
We're seeing
Just went through it.
random background radiation particles.
Yeah, you get, like I said, there's 10,000 big streaks that go through there, or muons, like that one that just showed.
Yeah.
It's
You
working.
get hit with like 10,000 of those a day. But
That's a video from the 21st.
proving that it actually does work, not just. It's been an evolution. There's been a lot of changes.
Was it supposed to be, it was supposed to be bigger, wasn't it?
Originally, I had it where the whole thing was about as big as the base. The chamber was that big. I still have it. I made it. I'm eating that cost, so. But it would have taken $50 of dry ice to use it every time. And I thought that might have been a little untenable. So this, to get it running for like a full day at the luminarium for about $20, two reasonable bags of dry ice.
Now, did they provide the dry ice that Thursday?
For the luminarium, they're providing the dry ice for the luminarium.
So it's very kind of them too.
Yeah.
off of that.
Yes.
They also have a
You can get a
device
deal.
that they use for dry ice, so they get a supply already.
Well, yeah, they have like a regular supplier.
CO2 in a container and spray it
Although I
out.
think he might just be buying his at.
They have a big chamber where the dry ice comes out on a little conveyor belt and then spins around inside of it. So it's almost like a comet
They
display.
look like little comets because they'll sublimate and they'll shoot little jets, they'll jet along and they'll leave contrails.
It's pretty cool.
Cause it's like a black, like they dye the water like deep blue black. And it's black acrylic underneath and the way it's lit.
That's an exhibit? at the
Yeah,
museum?
sort of. It's kind of an art piece. You just,
Okay.
if you go to the nightlight, I mean, you just get a beer, a cocktail and you sit there and you can just watch those things spin and it's a good time. Ask me how I know. Yeah. Anyways, that's all I had. If anyone wants to come up and look closer, you might see some little traces in here, from those other particles. But they're few and far between, unfortunately.
Cool.
Probably
We
is
just
the
do that as our
main reason you can't
presentation
use your
tonight.
phone in
Thanks,
here.
Mike. What was that question?
I said it's probably something to do with the reason you can't use your phone in here. They got enough metal in this section now.
Aren't you on the Wi-Fi, I'm sure now?
Well, I'm just saying the phone. You can't get phone.
That's
music.
the building structure itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It could be blocking the new one.
And see, the other section where we used to be, my phone worked perfect. Over here, it don't.
They've
See, I
changed.
felt
the
like-
You know, dry
Wi-Fi
ice from the
stuff
bomb
around
bomb
here a
man, he
lot.
gave it to us as kids.
I felt like Morrill Hall had more of like, not the muons necessarily, but like the other ones, like the little beta particles, like electrons that were going through. I don't know if that's just because it was an older building and it's just like more stuff that's like over time just to breaking down.
The radiation's coming
I
out.
don't know
the
what
building.
it's not. I don't know where they're coming from. I mean, you know, anything can give off a little particle every once in a while.
From all those fossilized bones.
Yeah, bones or.
I was thinking of some of the old
Rocks and just-
exhibits that they had. What did they do to preserve some of those?
There's things coming in and out
animals
and.
How much lead paint's in that
How much
building that's
lead
been
paint?
painted
Yeah.
over?
Yeah.
That ain't the only thing. They also had radio dial, the paint from the radio
The
dial.
radio,
down there
yeah.
for all.
Yeah,
But,
that's pretty cool.
yeah, I think if you had me having that uranium glass, if you have a little piece that'll fit in the chamber, theoretically, you should be able to see whatever.
Time to go to the secondhand stores and look for some clocks with
Bring my
some-
little UV.
Goodwill.
the Goodwill.
Yeah, they had a bunch of it 2 weeks ago.
Anyways, I'll turn these off and just leave this here for now.
Thanks, Mike.
Yay.
Another 10-minute break. You wanna pause?
Yep.
Thank you. So, dry ice is kind
Yeah, I could go out sometime to hang out. Almost there.
Had a lot of work.
I was on call last night. Tomorrow I might try to see.
Okay,
See the bottom.
here's the minutes from last month. It's held on September 6th. Filed. Had all of our usual stuff. We talked about PLV, the other outreach, the library program, large donation of books. Bill talked, tool time about equipment related to George Allen. And then Austin's article in Sky and Telescope.
John, would you like someone to make a motion to accept the minutes as written in the stone?
Oh, sure. So Kelly
Can I do
just
that?
did a
while I'm taking
motion.
minutes?
Yes.
Can I,
Is there a
okay,
second?
something contrary to that, okay.
Mark, seconds.
Mark, second.
That one. How did you word that again?
I'm making a motion. I move that we accept the minutes as written in the stone.
A motion has been made and seconded to accept the minutes as printed, as written in the Stella. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
No.
He does not oppose.
You oppose, you have to read the minutes yourself.
Getting ready to, verbally.
No.
Maybe I'll give an opportunity for questions.
Okay.
Of course. Do we care?
Warm it up.
Questions?
Get stretched
Do you care?
Robert would.
We're warming up. Robert can speak up.
Treasurer's brief, our treasurer could not make it tonight, so, do I need to be, you can hear me if I'm this loud, right?
Yes.
Let's see, income, 413 in dues, 500 outreach from PLV, 130 for the book fund. Total income of $1,043.67, expenditures, 6623 for 10 fence posts for Astro Park.
You wanna unmute or not?
No, they're hearing me, right?
Okay, sorry, I'm looking.
That's this screen shared to that
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
225 for Astor Park, 3 mowings in August and September. 309 is the insurance, even though it says auto owners, it's not auto insurance. This is the liability that the club carries from year to year. It is 145 for the outreach programs for Spectrum Techniques items for said chamber. And then 5960 for the Astor Park picnic, which was last week, for a total of $804.83. Our balance at the end of the month is $17,965.11. Vice President's report. Well, in lieu of that, Astro Park looked pretty darn good last week. It was nicely mowed. It was really, really dry from the recent weather, so there really wasn't any slippery spots. The fence has been mostly, most of the posts are there. I think we only need like 1 or 2 more. And then we need to run the wire. AstroCat was seen early in the month in September. There's a big, if you would like to see the photos, I can show you to them later. Because it was an entire evening and morning of cat around looking for things to eat, which is good. Because if you know, there's mice in some of those spots out there.
Yes.
It's good to catch them.
Is he the farmer's cat?
He is the farmer's
Oh,
cat.
okay.
Yes, I heard that the other night that the cat got in a fight with something in the woods and emerged, so he's still around. He's a big tomcat.
He is a big
He's
guy.
orange.
So he must have won.
Yes. Considering that there's coyotes and foxes out there,
He's
I
pretty.
guess he's holding his own.
Are you talking the farmer's cat or our neighbor's cat?
The neighbor's cat.
He's not.
Sorry. The teacher who's the neighbor.
Neighbor or the farmer?
Oh, I
The
thought that was a
The
farmer.
neighbor, okay.
I thought he was a farmer.
He's a school teacher, if I
Okay.
remember correctly. Terry? Is that his name? Where's Tom Wilson?
He left.
He would know. That's all right.
Yeah.
We did have the picnic last Saturday. It was really, really nice weather and it was really, really clear. We were all having a good time. We had some hamburgers from Omaha Steaks and some hot dogs. And we all just sort of sat around and had a good evening and was chatting and everybody had their telescopes out. We were getting ready to view the night sky on such a great clear night. And then the 3 harvesters appeared over the hill and started to harvest the field next to Astro Park and inundated us all with soybean dust.
Oh.
Equipment, cars, everything. So, and it didn't settle because there was no wind, so, there is some pictures we could show. Tom has them, that you could actually see all the lasers very, very well in the smoke. It was pretty funny. Do you wanna bring them up real quick?
So before you advance there, I see a drill on top of the box. I have not been back out to install a door. Was a door installed by chance?
That's the picture for when it was first installed. So, yeah,
Still needs a door.
it still needs a door. But we have not seen anything else inside of it.
No, I just,
Keely
I've been gone. I
saved
just
some
wanted to.
photos that-
I did take out 2 nests in one of the sheds. There's the one about that big. Yes. So
Oh,
I think I'm muted here. Let me see if I can.
Ooh, you should show the skull.
You're just on a real small screen, John.
Okay, can somebody make me bigger?
You should show the skull.
Oh,
It's gonna have to pull on you and pull you.
Spotlight me.
I'm working on it.
Give a moment.
Share your screen.
Let's just do this.
Spotlight.
You spotlight me like that. See? You see that up there?
Yeah.
yeah.
That's neat.
Was that a TV exposure?
Oops.
Yeah.
No way, computer.
Oh, you want me to
You're
reverse?
not here yet.
Wow.
Really nice, upside down. Noticeable.
With that one, you can really see all the particulate
Yeah.
in the lasers.
That's how bad the wind was down there, or the air was down there.
Yeah.
Mark's
that was
just
it. There
shaking
was
his
no
head
wind.
online.
Yeah, no wind.
Yeah, it was something else. If you want to look at these close up, you can go over to Tom.
Signed it, done.
Do you wanna tell them what else you found out there?
What did you find? I unmuted it. Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Thank you. Sorry about that. So OAS has a number of things that we do own that aren't necessarily on the books in the terms of donated items. I know I have a RC6 and AVX mount at my house. Mike has a number of things. Stafford has a number of things. I'm sure John probably has something. A lot of people have donated to our organization over the years. And some of the items that came out of pandemic as well as any other things that we might have soon enough. I did mention the fence with the fence posts. There was a lot of us that went down on the workday. Like I said, there was like 12 of us.
A group photo, there's a lot.
There is a group photo, yeah. You know those, what are they? Hitchhiker things that you walk through the brush and they stick to your clothes and it's hard to get them off. Yeah, I had a lot on me. My gloves are completely covered. I can't get them off. At least I got them off of my shirt. One of these days I'll try to clean them up enough to wash them. But right now they're in storage in the garage. Yes,
Do you have a gas grill or a briquette grill?
I have a gas grill.
Get a briquette grill, start the fire, get the flames high and run your gloves through it, that burns them off.
Not in my hand, not with my hands in it.
With your hands in, you do it fast enough, it comes off.
I'm sure I'll be fast.
Yeah, just remember, don't flick them so they flying somewhere burning.
Oh, sure. I will say, the charcoal that we use, that grill out at Astro Park is really hot.
Yeah.
It is amazingly hot. And we only had a single layer of coals in that thing and it still cooked everything just in time. It cooled down right before I put it away. So that's pretty handy. And oh, I see. Yeah. Standing in front of the, yeah.
Very good.
We do own a reel of electric fence wire and insulators to put on the fence posts. So that's part of the next part of the project. Now, when we were down there, we actually got to see the harvester stop and then have to turn around the spot that we have for the fence. So we know it works.
Like 3-point turn kind of?
Yes. I'm sure he was having fun looking at us running around, trying to figure out what was going on. Is there any new business? Awfully quiet. Wow. The next meeting is Friday, November 1st, 2024, here in this very same room. We have a motion to adjourn.
Motion to close.
Bill Bond, Tom Wilson, seconds.
Becoming habit.
You had that already written down.
Last month there was.
Yeah, motion is made and seconded to adjourn the business meeting. All those in favor say aye. All opposed. Now we can chat.
He does it as a favor to Diana.